Hey guys, welcome back to the DIY Contractor. Today I want to talk about pouring a foundation, different concrete trucks, companies, I guess not trucks, but different suppliers for concrete. Pretty hard lesson I learned here with a pump truck and using the same pump truck for the same company that supplied the concrete as well as their pump truck. So we got a slab behind us, absolutely thrilled about it. It looks amazing. Finishers did an amazing job. They went ahead and cut expansion joints. 2-3 days we're ready to start framing, but we have a little bit of hold up on my framer schedule, which is totally okay. 2-3 days ain't gonna kill us. But I just want to talk about concrete suppliers. So one thing I learned kind of the hard way was we went with Ernst Concrete, which we were like, my concrete supply, my sub said that he uses Ernst and pays a little bit more for them because they do a quicker turn on their turnaround for getting concrete and trucks filled. They can pour a little bit faster. Now it's March and we poured March 3rd in Atlanta and we were 55-60 degrees, so the weather wasn't horrible, it wasn't drying too fast. Not a really big concern that you need concrete right up on top of each other. Now, so he was telling me Ernst is known for that, for good turns and coming quickly. So one truck just right after another dumping into the pump truck, which to me sounds awesome because the way the pump truck bills, and I'll do a breakdown, another video on the actual breakdown of what we paid the pump truck, but they bill you a flat rate for coming out. They bill you a diesel charge per hour, or however many minutes of run time the pump's running. They bill you per bag of clean out solution to clean their pump out, and then they bill you on top of that like $100 every hour it's running, and then they bill you like as well per yard of concrete. So they're just like stacking the bill. Okay, so in my brain it's like $1,500 to $2,000 to have a pump truck out, which is also what my sub said. It's probably in that ballpark. And talking to Ernst Concrete on the phone when we first talked about it, about getting 99 yards out here, or 100 yards, 99, 100, as well as getting a pump truck, he said, yeah, probably between 1,500 and 2,000 by the time you're all said and done, which is not bad. Okay, like pumping, being able to have a pump truck and just move a hose around and put the concrete right where you want it, right when you want it, is pretty awesome. But the kicker here was we're paying $230 a yard, even going through an account with them, and they said they could get below 200, but I guess they lied, or yeah, I mean, just be straight up on it. It's somebody wasn't being honest on the front side. It is what it is. I have a slab and that's what I need. Things go over budget when you're building, and that's okay. But you've got to be careful not to go too much over budget, because then you're not making any money. So on this particular build, I'm working with an investor, and he's like, hey, this is the first custom build like this we're doing. I understand things are going to go more than we think. So I'm thankful I have that security. If you're building this for a homeowner, you can't just go $10,000 over budget, or even $2,000 over budget, because you do that 10 times and we're now $100,000 over budget. You better have good contracts built that give you the freedom to do that should you end up in that situation. But the thing that really frustrated me with having this pump truck out here was they told me on the phone they could pull concrete from 2 different plants, because I'm in between 2 different concrete plants. So Ernst said we'll pull from 2 different plants, and then have one running and then the other one running, and then back and forth, and could have maybe 4 trucks running, and we could knock this out in a couple hours. They also told me too, if I went through my sub's account, that we could start like at 8 a.m. Well, we put it in his account, and they said, well, sorry, you're on for 10, so we can't start till 10. So my sub said, okay, no problem. I was like, hey, if you're good with that, I'm good with that. We start at 10, but concrete actually didn't show up till 11:30, and we didn't start actually putting concrete in the slab till 12. So that put my subs in a really bad situation, because then when they're doing their brush finish and then their smooth finish, I can't remember the name of the machine he told me, but it has to be done as the concrete's setting up and drying. So you start pouring a slab at noon, And like I said, it's March and it's 55, 60 degrees during the day. That's fine. But as you start getting closer to 6 or 7, you lose sunlight and things start getting right into that freezing temperature, 33, 32 degrees. So what ended up happening here is it took till about 6 o'clock to have all the concrete poured, which is absolutely pathetic. And then my sub literally had to stay out here all night long so we could get our nice finish on this slab. So I'm incredibly thankful my sub did that, because now the slab's actually ready to do, we could actually put flooring down. The garage is nice and smooth and has a really beautiful finish, and then the front and back patios just have a broom finish, which is what we wanted. But because it was getting cold, it wasn't drying fast enough, and he was continually having to run that machine through the night in the dark, which is dangerous. But all of that happened because we started pouring at noon instead of being able to pour at 10 a.m. or even, 10 a.m. would have worked, and he probably could have got it out of there around 8 or 9, which is still pretty bad. But when you're in the winter, you do what you got to. But what really ticked me off with the concrete companies, I know I was getting billed by hour for their pump trucks. So this is really what I want to get to in this video is like, do not use the same concrete supplier pump truck. So if you're using Thomas concrete, or if you're using Block USA or USA Concrete or Argos, or those are Atlanta area concrete companies. I'm sure there's more, and I'm sure throughout across America there's all sorts of different concrete suppliers. But it felt like they were intentionally sending trucks. What ended up happening is we had 2 trucks show up and we didn't see another truck for 45 minutes. Then 2 trucks showed up again, and then 45 minutes again. And I think they did that intentionally so they could bill more for their pump truck, which really ticks me off because we paid a little bit more to have them because they're known for coming quickly. But then when we use their pump truck, they're like, hey, we can make some more money, slow the process down. Okay, so I pay more per hour, probably another $300 or $400, not the end of the world, but what it cost me was another $1,800 to pay my subs because they had to work all night. So now we're what? If it was $400 more in that pump truck, we're $2,200 more over budget just because the timing of things. So sometimes you got to pull the plug and say, no, everyone go home, let's go back tomorrow, but you still get charged a day. So it's just frustrating, but it's a lesson learned. And I know next time we're going to hire a subcontractor that only does pump or concrete, like a pump truck company, and pay them directly, and then hire concrete to show up. And I know it's going to go a little bit faster. And even if we don't save money on the concrete or the pump truck necessarily, but my guys don't have to work all night, that's a big deal. Because if your subcontractors feel like they got to work all night to get paid, or they got to work all night to get the job done right, they're not going to want to keep working for you. So that's also important too. So I'm thankful that they did the right thing. They got the job done, but I don't want to work all night, and I don't want to ask anybody ever to. So anyways, don't use your concrete supplier's pump truck because they feel like they're going to try to rake you over the coals with it. Is kind of the point of this video. Hope this is helpful. I'm going to do a walk around real quick on the slab and just kind of show you what we have for that. All right, so we do have some water here puddling, so I know I got to backfill this here, which is totally fine. But we had an extra 5 loads of dirt. It rained really good last night, and I'm super thankful. He graded all this out, and we're getting good runoff. We got a little bit of a puddle here, but that's actually pretty good for what we got. Because, well, I say we'll pack in some dirt. I like to pack in dirt because I don't like water sitting here and everybody tracking mud onto our new foundation, even though I may do that here in just a second. But when we pour the driveway, it'll come up here and match, and it won't be a problem. My concrete sub went ahead and put us a curb here so that way water won't be coming into the garage. We could just tack our bottom plate down there, but this is going to be way better for waterproofing, as well as allowing our siding as we take it over there's the front door. As long we're going to be doing board and bat, and then we can do like you want to go like at least an inch below your slab, so we can keep the same siding line all through here and keep the same height. So that's going to make it really easy to make the front pretty, and around the back and back edges pretty. Pay money for a slab. Don't cheap out. Don't try to find somebody that can do it for cheaper and pay them to do it, and then your slab's not square or level, and then your framers hate you, and then your drywall guys hate you, and everybody hates you. Don't be that guy. not super fond about how this finished out right here. They could have pushed this over a little bit, but it may not have lined up with our trusses or our framing package, so that's okay. This is all gonna get like an engineered flooring across this whole area here. Where I'm standing is the pantry, that's the fridge, that's our island. This will be our oven and like a pot filler. And this is where you're going to be coming in from the garage. Staircase going up to bonus room, half bath, laundry room, water coming in, master shower, master tub, master water closet, master vanity, and I believe washer room, then master bedroom here. It feels so awesome to have a slab. They did a great job with their expansion joints cuts, nice and straight and clean. Not really worried about this slab cracking. And then even over here, it just looks good the way that they did this. He's got the wire mesh in, we showed that in another video. So I know nothing's gonna be settling and cracking real bad. We put on the back side here, we put 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 piers, which is good. I know this dirt back here kind of was lower, but we brought in some more dirt. This is going to be nice once we actually get this finished up. This is our patio, and then we're going to do this pretty cool walkway down, and then a fire pit down there, and then we're going to try to string some lights off the house onto some of these trees. We're going to bury a gas tank either over here or over there, and do like a little, like there's a shop building back there, and that's on another lot and another homeowner, but we're gonna do like a little barn right here off of this corner, so we can technically have 3-car garage, which I think will really push this price up where we'd like it. This will be outside kitchenette. This is probably would become an office. It's technically the bedroom, closets, another bedroom, bathroom on this side of the house, and a bedroom right up front. And then we're gonna have this as the living room where this huge puddle is, which I'm not happy about, but it could be worse. And then we've got over here on this side, we've got this will be like formal dining right here, coming up to about where that line is for that fridge, because that'll be the pantry. So not a huge dining room, but it'll be nice. We'll do a nice accent wall there. We'll do nice wood grain front doors, some cedar, not real cedar. Well, we're gonna use real cedar, but we're gonna have like a 4x4 or 6x6, and then wrapping the post for the front porch here and just make it really pretty. So yeah, I'm walking in a huge puddle of water right now. Not super excited about it, but my feet are getting cleaned off. Overall, super thrilled with this slab. Feels great to actually have some concrete on the ground out here. Framers will be starting, what do you say? I think 4 or 5 days from now. Material's gonna be hitting the ground real soon for that. Yeah, so super excited. Next video, hopefully we'll be doing time lapse on a frame. Hope this is helpful. Hope you enjoy it. Please like and subscribe. Thanks.